It was almost comical how love barged into my life, not with roses and candlelight, but with a signed marriage contract and my grandfather's fading breath. If fate had a sense of humor, I was its favorite punchline. The day I married Ethan Hayes wasn't the day I fell in love with him. It was the day I realized that promises made in hospital rooms can chain you to a destiny you never asked for. Grandfather's last wish had been clear. Marry him, Jacob. Keep our families bound together. Take care of him as if he were your own heart. And so I did. The wedding was small, simple, almost clinical. Ethan stood across from me, his lips pressed into a thin line, his eyes unreadable. The man I had admired from afar during family gatherings now looked like a stranger forced into a role neither of us auditioned for. Yet when the vows left our lips, the world seemed to pause. I felt the weight of his hand trembling in mine, and though he smiled for the guests, his eyes were glassy, distant, and full of something he was trying so hard to bury. That night, when the crowd had gone and silence swallowed the grand old house, Ethan lay in my arms, his body rigid, his heart beating like a trapped bird. I whispered something, I don't even remember what, but suddenly, his walls cracked. His tears soaked my shirt, and he whispered into my chest, "I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to love when I've only ever been hurt." And just like that, the cruel irony was that our wedding night wasn't about passion. It was about grief, about secrets, about two broken men trying to fit into a promise they didn't fully understand. From the outside, we looked like a perfect pair. Neighbors waved, co-workers congratulated, and my grandfather's legacy felt intact. But inside our home, silence became the third tenant. Ethan avoided eye contact. His laughter was a rare guest, and he kept his bedroom window open at night like he was waiting for an escape route. I should have hated him. Instead, I found myself watching the way his hands shook when he cooked, how he left the lights on when he thought I was asleep, or how he flinched at sudden noises. These were not the signs of a cold, unfeeling husband. They were scars left by someone else's cruelty. The turning point came on a rainy evening in New York. I had stayed late at work, drowning in numbers and contracts, only to come home to find Ethan curled up on the couch, staring at the storm outside. His eyes were red, his jaw tight. "You don't have to pretend with me," I said quietly, setting my coat aside. He laughed bitterly. "Pretend? That's all I've ever done. Pretend I'm fine. Pretend I can be the perfect son, the perfect husband. Pretend I'm not. Terrified all the damn time." I sat down beside him, close enough to feel the tremor in his body. "Ethan, I didn't marry you to keep up appearances. I married you because he asked me to. And maybe because I already cared more than I should have." That was the first night he kissed Minute gentle, not soft, but desperate. Like a man clinging to the only thing keeping him afloat. Love didn't arrive like a flood. It came in small, fragile moments that built into something stronger. Morning coffee where his smile finally reached his eyes. Late-night drives with the windows down. His laughter echoing in the wind. His hand brushing mine when he thought I wouldn't notice, and then not pulling away when I held on tighter. But with love came truth. Ethan's past wasn't the kind you escape from cleanly. He had been trapped in a toxic relationship for years, hidden behind wealth and reputation, his voice silenced by fear. His powerful, manipulative had left scars deeper than I could ever imagine. The night Ethan confessed everything, he shook so violently I thought he'd shatter. "I thought marriage would save me," he whispered. "But I didn't think it would be you. And now I'm terrified you'll hate me for being so broken." I took his hands, kissed the knuckles, and held his gaze steady. "Then let me be the one place you don't have to pretend. If you break, I'll catch the pieces." By the time autumn rolled around, the house no longer felt like a cage. Felt like ours. The nights were filled with warmth instead of silence. The mornings with shared breakfasts instead of avoidance. The boy who once cried in my arms now laughed there, teased me, kissed me with a fire that felt like home. On our first anniversary, I found him standing in the garden, the golden light of dusk painting his face. He turned, smiled, and for the first time, I realized he wasn't just surviving anymore. He was living, with me. "You know," he said, voice soft, "I never thought I'd say this, but marrying you was the only promise that ever saved me." I pulled him close, my lips brushing his temple. "Then let's keep saving each other. And when he leaned into me, no tears fell. Just love uncomplicated, steady, and ours. Because sometimes the most unexpected vows are the ones that bind us strongest. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.